Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to another video. Today I will show you how to be massively creative. And you probably think there's a step guide, which there is, right? And you probably think there might not be. It's something gifted, right? It's just something that people have that you don't have, right? To be creative. And I'll tell you the importance to why you should know to be creative, and that you will think again if you don't need creativity. So first off, realize that creativity is something that is rewarded by the whole world, rewarded by the market, rewarded by people. When people see innovation, they congratulate you. What an innovation. If it helps, you will be congratulated. You might even get fame because you are creative. That's how important creativity is. If you need to build something, an art project, a website, you need creativity. You need to put in the design. You have to see how to build a website, right? And I will tell you the secret to creativity. If I saw this video a year from now, a year back, right? This would save you so much time in art class, because the teacher keeps saying, how can you not be doing the same thing again and again and again? Because usually in art class, I do the same figurines, right? I can't draw, like stickman, like I can't draw. I was generally so under-gifted with creativity, it is crazy. Actually, I'm under-gifted in many reasons. I have to build myself from the top, from the ground below, and I'm still building myself, right? And creativity is a huge process, right? When I'm making these videos, the reason why I took a vow until August 29, I can no longer use YouTube, because competitors give me hyper anxiety. I love this competition, don't worry. I don't back down from any competition. If there's a competition, I want to partake. But I've seen a particular weird problem that I started to realize. It's sapping away my creativity. Every single time I see someone make a video, I am forced to see and analyze what he does, what makes the video good. And when I look at myself, when I build these videos, I'm like, my videos are not as good as his. It just can't be a good thing, right? That's why I heavily critique myself. And the first step is stop critiquing your ideas so heavily, right? If you're doing an art project, do the first thing that comes into your mind. Just do it. I learned it in a book. Think like a child. You have to just look at the idea and just be like, oh, that's an idea. Let's get curious of the idea. Instead of being like, shutting it down and be like, you're judging it too heavily. Oh, it doesn't have this thing that I want that this particular YouTuber has, or it doesn't have this particular detail. Even if this artwork has been done 101 times, that 102 times will be you. You would add a creative touch. There is no way is it possible that you can replicate the same exact drawing as someone else did. Absolutely not. That's impossible. And no 100 universes will that even be possible. If you write the letter A, write it yourself. I write the letter A. How about you write the letter A? What happens is that you write it differently than I do, because we just write it differently. That's what brings creativity, right? We all have different aspects of ourselves. There's no way. It's actually quite arrogant, to say. It's a weird observation, but it is quite arrogant for someone to say that my drawing is like hers or his, because it's not. It genuinely cannot. It's arrogant to say that. You already know. It's as if you're already known to the fact that something that you believe in that someone doesn't, and you show this attitude towards yourself that you already know everything. This hyper attitude that makes you believe that you know everything when you don't. That's actually a thinking problem that everybody has. For example, they just tend to predict what everybody knows about them. For example, when you go to some sort of coffee shop, and when you do something embarrassing, like you fell down the stairs, you become hyper self-conscious of yourself. You think, oh, this guy is laughing at me, this guy. How do you know? That's actually a weird observation, but that's actually arrogance. You already know it when you don't, right? So keeping with that frame of mind, Creativity is when you stop judging your ideas. When someone says, be creative, when your teacher ever says, be creative, boom, just do as you think you should do, right? And look, the school doesn't teach you how to be creative, and that's a flaw with the school, right? It's so rewarded to be creative, so rewarded, but you don't learn how to do it. And this is exactly what the channel is about. The school is not capable of doing it, so we found the next channel, and my channel will hopefully allow men to realize that they have potential outside the traditional school system, that their power lies within their hands to build their own schools through self-education, with me offering, with my channel offering and desiring to offer the essentials of knowledge and wisdom to unlock your 2.0 self. So make sure to subscribe, like, and also if I'm missing out on anything that you want to add on how to be creative, you can add in the comment below. So stop critiquing your ideas too heavily. Second, think like a child. Like I said, that's an aspect of thinking like a child. But when you look at a book, as a child, you'll be like, oh, it has a hard surface. Oh, what can this be? Looks inside the books. Smells different. For a reason, the child doesn't know. It's ignorant. That's why it's doing the things that it does. When you return to becoming an adult, when you become an adult, it seems like you know the whole world when you don't. You're as ignorant as a child, but you are forced, or you were actually brainwashed into believing that life as an adult is actually quite miserable, that there's so many responsibilities and that you would rather be a child. Absolutely not. That's a frame of mind. You know, I happen to be one of those lucky people who were not someone who indulged in social media a lot, so I did not have this type of brainwashing that people do have. They think being in my age right now is the hyper fun, and that when you return to becoming, you know, someone of old age, it's all about responsibilities. Yes, you will have much more responsibilities, but it doesn't have to be the way where you look at life, or so boring, so everything. You can have friends, you can talk to people, right? And it's this belief that adults have that it's all about responsibilities. I'll do this, I'll do that. That disallows them from being curious, right? They think they know the whole world, right? And they don't have that curiosity as a child. And curiosity is what builds that creativity. When you look at a book, you should be like, oh, why did the author put this title on the book? Why did the author have this idea in the first place? How did he get it? Those type of questions don't come, but it comes to me because I programmed myself to put in the hours to be creative. It's a skill, right? As I told you, it's an innovative skill that is desired by the whole world. And like I said before, the reason why I stopped looking at my competitors is not because I hate competition. I love competition. That's what allows me to move myself further and further and further. But the problem is that it sapped away my creativity. I started to slow down on my video creation process when I had these fabulous ideas and I just couldn't figure them out because I thought generally it was terrible. So that being said, now I'm able to make video ideas, and in my Notion page, I use this app and I capture all these ideas. I have this one page called video management. I have loads of ideas, so make sure to stay tuned because there's loads of value that are about to come. Post every Sunday. Make sure to stay tuned. And there's actually one more tip that I will say. Meditating does a whole lot for you. Internal thought acknowledgement is what I will call this. For example, you would just sit down and just close your eyes and just sit down in the dark and just see the thoughts coming. See the thoughts coming. Be the child. Look at the string of images that displays in your mind and just look at it. What are the last thoughts that you had that came from the subconscious? Did you ever do that? No, because that's not what school teaches you at all. And realizing the importance of just sitting down, just thinking, all right, what is the thought that I just had, right? What I was just thinking right now is about sleeping. I genuinely want to sleep because I'm absolutely tired, right? Because I do things even if I don't feel like doing it. And yes, I have sacrificed a little bit of my sleep to think about video ideas because, you know, I had to think about something, right? So I decided to wake up early in the morning. Usually I wake up at 10. but I decided to wake up at 8, a little bit early. So I guess the tiredness is coming after me. So you have to just sit down, close your eyes, see the thoughts that's coming. The first thought that's coming, just look at it and be curious, right? Because like I said, you have to think like a child. You have to have the mind of a child. Whatever just comes in, you have to learn how to stop judging that thought, right? When we sit down, usually what happens when you get those negative thoughts, you happen to judge them. And then those negative emotions comes about. The only reason why those negative emotions comes about is because you're judging them, right? Every single time when you think and there's negative thoughts are coming about, there's no such thing as negative thoughts. Negative thought is also another construct that school don't even teach you. The only reason why you're feeling negative is because you're judging. If you stop judging and you just acknowledge it, just see it. See it for what it is. Because in the world, there's nothing bad or good. You make something bad. Everything in the world is good. Everything I view is good. That's why I never feel stressed most of the time. Because I can be in front of a camera and now it doesn't really matter anymore. Because I realized I was judging myself. It was through the power of knowledge that I realized. So stop judging your thoughts. And I will link in the description below an app that helps me a lot. It's called Medito. It will teach you all about meditation. If you want me to make a in-guide how to meditate, I will do so, but this app does it perfectly, so I don't think I have to make another video on that. Instead of repeating myself, I will focus on things that are absolutely necessary and essential. So stop critiquing your ideas a lot and build the habit of meditating, and use the app in the description below to help you out. And with that being said, make sure you subscribe and go onto my channel to see the other videos that are there, and I'll see you next time.